So you should have a domain with a high domain authority, and that in itself is going to accelerate the results of this entire system by months or even potentially by years. So what we need to do now is to basically configure your domain and start setting up your website. So without further ado, here's how to do it. So we've now got a list of domains that have a high domain authority rating. They're not spammy and they are closely related to our niche, which is super duper amazing stuff. So what I want you to do is to bring up your list. Obviously you're going to have a bigger list than mine. Mine is just an example list. So which one do you choose? Well, generally, me personally, I go for the domain that has the highest domain authority rating, because like I've mentioned previously, the higher the domain authority rating, the quicker and easier and cheaper it will be to rank in Google. So in my case, it's going to be makinglotsofmoneyonline.com. So I would copy that, and then what we need to do is to go and get the domain itself. Now you can go and buy the domain from all sorts of places, but my personal place that I always like to go to is D9 Hosting. Now there's a link down below in the description box. If you go click that, you'll be taken to this website where you can get a discount built in. Now you can use any hosting company for this, but these guys, I've been with them now since 2008, so that's over a decade, and their service is absolutely amazing and their support is second to none. They always get back to me within an hour with answers and they're really helpful. These guys are amazing in my opinion. Like I said, I use these guys exclusively for over 10 years now. So what you need to do to get the domain is, I'm going to assume that you've got no hosting first of all, so keep that in mind. But if you do have hosting, you can simply go down here. But like I said, I'm going to assume that you've got no hosting. So I'm going to click on View Hosting Plan. And what you can do is go with the web hosting. That's all what you need. So click on Details. And here's the built-in coupon that's going to save you 40% off your payment, and the one I would go with ideally is D9 Max. Now you can go with D9 1, but it's kind of limited. D9 Max is going to allow you to grow your business and you're not limited by other factors and things like that. So this is the one I'm going to recommend. Now it's up to you how much you want to pay up front. Just keep in mind, the more you pay up front, the cheaper it's going to work out in the long run. So you can pay for 1 month or per month, which would be $7.17, or you can pay 36 months up front and that'll be just $5.37. It's entirely up to you which payment program you go with. For this one, I'm just going to go per month and then click on Order. Now this is your good old-fashioned upsell, and this is basically where they're going to suggest where they will speed up your website, and I would seriously consider doing this because ranking in Google, one of the factors is that you have a fast loading website, because the faster the loading website is, the better the end user experience, and Google loves that, so they're generally going to rank you higher because of this, and it's only $3 extra a month. So if you don't want to go for that, you don't have to. It's not essential but recommended. So I'm going to say yes, I'm going to go with that. And then what you want to do then is to put your domain in there. Make sure that you don't have the domain extension. So in my case it's .com. I would remove that. Make sure it's .com here. Click on check, and as you can see, it's available. And then I would click down continue. You can change your payment plan here, and it tells you how much you're going to save if you go with a 36 months kind of thing. I'll just go with per month just as an example, and it's entirely up to you which server location you want to go with. USA, UK, it's entirely up to you. Cloud spam filter, I would say no, because you don't really need that. Dedicated IP address, no, you don't need that. Hosted exchange enterprise mailbox, none, you don't need that. And then you would click on continue if you're happy with that. Now The only one that I would consider getting out of these three is ID protection. Now, what ID protection is if anybody looks up your website or domain on a Whois website, it's going to give your name and your home address and things like that. So if you don't want your home address on the internet, then for $3.89 a year, you can click on there and it won't show up on these Whois websites. That's what I would do. I would recommend to do that, but once again, that's not essential. The other two are completely optional, but me personally, I don't need those services, so I always skip them and then click on continue. And there you go, you can see your discount has been applied when you clicked my link. And then what you would do then, you would click on checkout and you will get your hosting, and then you'll get your domain with that as well. And once you've done that, I'll see you in the next part of the video. So you've got your domain, you've got your hosting. What we need to do now is to make sure that your domain is connected to the correct name servers. Now sometimes if you get your domain with the hosting, this is done by default, but sometimes it isn't. So I'm just going to show you how to do this. This shouldn't take no longer than a couple of minutes tops. So if you went with D9 hosting like I recommended in the last video, what you need to do is to first of all go down to the services and then go to my services, and then you want to click on the service that you've purchased. So I'm just going to give you this one. I'll be blocking some of the information out because some of it's private information like passwords and things like that. And if we scroll down here, we can see the name servers. So what I recommend that you do is to simply copy the name servers and then open up a notepad, which I haven't opened up a notepad, so I'll just open up a new one here and then paste them in like so. So I've got name server 1 and 2. The second thing what we need to do is to then go to my domains and then my domains. Click on there and you can see these are my domains. What you want to do is to go over here and click on the drop down menu and then go to manage domain. Then what you want to do is to go to name servers and you want to put your name server 1 here. So we would get name server 1 like so, and I would copy that and then paste that in. Make sure you've got it set to use custom servers, name servers, and then we would grab the second one and paste that one in like so, and then we will click on change name servers. Now I'm not going to do it because this is obviously just an example, but once you've done it, it'll take a few hours for the brand new name servers to propagate around the DNSs and things like that. So this could take anywhere from a few hours to a couple of days, but be patient and it will kick in. So once you've done that, I'll see you in the next video. The next thing that we need to do is to set up an add-on domain for your website. Now, your add-on domain is located in the Cpanel section. And just in case if you're wondering, the C in Cpanel stands for control. So it basically your control panel. Now, the easiest way to access your Cpanel is actually through your D9 client area. Now, if you went with D9, all you got to do is to log into your client area like I am right now, and then go to services, go down to my services and click on there, and then click on your hosting package that you got previously, and where it says actions, just below there it should say log into Cpanel. Click on there and you'll be automatically redirected there, and you won't have to log in with any passwords or usernames or anything like that. So as you can see, we're now in the Cpanel area, and what we got to do from here is to simply go down to the domain area, which is here, and then click on add-on domains, and this is obviously the add-on domains section. And what we got to do here is go to this part here and to put in your domain. So I don't know which domain you've got. I'm going to put in one of my old domains and show you how to do it on that domain. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to paste it in there, and you would paste yours in, and then what you do, you just click on there and it should auto generate the rest. Once you've done that, make sure it's all matching up and it's all identical to what you put in there. Then click on add domain, and your cPanel should start setting up your add-on domain for you. And once you've done that, I'll see you in the next step. The next thing that we need to do is to install an SSL security certificate onto our website. Now, this has two benefits. First up, it will make your website more secure because it will encrypt all the information automatically. Secondly, Google prefers websites that use an SSL certificate, and as a result of this, it can help you with your rankings in the search engines. Now, it's not going to give you a massive jump, but something is better than nothing, right? And plus, it only takes a few seconds to actually do this step. So what we need to do, first of all, is to scroll down and find the security section, which is located here, and then we need to go to the SSL/TLS and click on there. And then what we do then, we want to go to the bottom one where it says install and manage SSL for your website, and then click on manage SSL sites. And then what we want to do is to scroll down right to the bottom, and where it says select domain, you want to locate your domain. So this one is the one that I'm going to be using, and make sure it says after your domain plus subdomains auto discover, cPanel, mail, web disk, so on and so on and so on. So click on there. Then what you would do, click on autofill by domain, and then what you will do then is click on install certificate, and this will install the SSL certificate onto your website and make it more secure. Once you've done that, I'll see you in the next part of the video. What we need to do now is to install a website onto your server. Now, thankfully, this is super duper easy stuff because we're going to be using an auto installer, and this can be found in your cPanel section. So make sure that you're back in the cPanel section, and once you're there, all we got to do now is to simply scroll down until we get to the Softaculous, which I think that's how it's pronounced, but I could be wrong, apps installer section. And then under script, we want to locate the WordPress icon. Once you've seen WordPress, simply click on there, and this will redirect you to the WordPress auto installer. So once we're here, we just want to click on install now, and then fill in some simple details before we click install. So I'll just quickly take you through what you need to do here, and then we should have a website set up within a few minutes. Really cool stuff. So when it says choose the version you want to install, I always recommend to have the latest version, and then for your protocol, I recommend to have https://, which means it's going to be secure. And then for your choose domain, what I recommend here is to choose the domain that you've purchased and you set up in the domain add-on section in the previous training. So the one that I set up previously is the incomeautomatorsystem.com. And then for the directory section, I recommend to leave this blank. And the reason why I recommend to leave this blank is because when you leave it blank, you will install the WordPress website, and people, when they visit the homepage, which in my case would be the incomeautomatorsystem.com, they'll be redirected to your website. So I recommend to leave that one blank. And then for your site settings, this is where you can put your site name, your site description and things like that. But me personally, I leave this blank, and I will sort that out, and I'll show you how to do it once we're in the WordPress admin dashboard section. Then we will go down here, and what you want to do is to simply put your name. So I'm just going to put my name, which is James Scholes, if you didn't know already. And then for your password, what you want to do is to simply copy your password and then paste it into a notepad, because we're going to be needing that a little bit later. Then what we want to do is to put your email, which is going to be used as the admin email. So I'm just going to put my email here. And then I speak English, so obviously I'm going to choose English, but you want to choose the language that you speak natively. And as we come down here, we want to go to the select plugin sections. Now we've got the limit login attempts loganizer, and what this does, it prevents people from breaking into your website. So if they try to log in about 3 to 5 times, each time with the incorrect password, the loganizer plugin will block them for 24 hours or something like that. So I recommend to have that. It's great security for your website. I recommend to have Classic Editor plugin. You can deactivate this, by the way, but I recommend to have this, especially if you're following my training, because I always use the Classic Editor because I prefer it over the new one. But if you don't want to use it, you can always deactivate it once you're inside your WordPress admin dashboard section. So I'm going to have that, and like I said, I recommend that you have it, especially if you're following this training. Skip that one, and then we'll go to the advanced options. Leave the database and the table prefix, and for disable update notification emails, yeah, I leave them on just so I know that everything's getting updated and it's all working as it should. And then for the auto upgrades, I would recommend to tick this one here, which is upgrade to any latest version available, major as well as minor. And I just have this on because it just automates the entire process and it saves you doing it manually, and plus it makes your website generally more secure, because if you don't update your website, it's more prone for people to break in, to hack it and things like that. This just totally eradicates that problem in that respect. And then for the auto upgrade WordPress plugins, yes, I want them to upgrade automatically, and the same with the WordPress themes as well. I want them to update as well automatically. And then for your backup location, just keep that as default. And for the select theme, it's entirely up to you. You can choose one right now if you want to. Me personally, I will probably choose one once I've finished creating the website and when I'm in the WordPress admin dashboard section, and I'll show you which ones to go with and things like that. So once you've done that, what you want to do is to enter your email where you want all your details to be emailed to. So I'm just going to enter my email here. And then once you've done that, all you got to do now is to simply click on install. And what will happen is that the auto installer will start installing WordPress onto your server. As you can see, it's just going to take a little while it does this. It's normally a lot quicker. Oh, there we go. It's all done and dusted. And what will happen now is that your website has been created on your server. I've just got an email about it all now, and we'll be able to log in and start optimizing the website and things like that. So really, really cool stuff. So once you've done that, I'll see you in the next part of the video. Hey guys, it's James here, and a massive thank you for watching this part of the training. Now, if you've got any questions about what was taught in this particular part of the method, then please leave a question down below and I will get back to you personally and answer your question for you. I'm always here to help, because I want to help you get the results that you're after. Now, if you enjoyed the video, I would super appreciate it if you hit the like button. Plus, if you want to be notified when I'm posting on this YouTube channel, my future training, then hit subscribe and give that bell a good old ding as well. Now, if you're ready for the next part of the training, there should be a thumbnail that will magically appear somewhere. Give that a good old click and you'll be instantly redirected to the next part of the free training in this series. Now, if that's not there for whatever reason, then don't worry, I've got your back covered. I've got some more free training in the description box, and it's basically a method on how to make money online using free methods, and it's 100% free to access. But that said, I would recommend to go through this series first, and once you've completed this series of training, then I would go and check out this
other free course that I've got for you. That said and done, whichever path you choose, I'll see you in the next part of the training. See you there.